the China Academy of Information and Communications Technology, and I am honored to be the moderator of this workshop. On behalf of the organizer, I would like to extend the warmest welcome and the most sincere thanks to all the guests attending the 2024 IGF Open Forum on Deepen cooperation on governance, bridge the digital divide. So you can choose channel 3 for listening our voice. Currently, a new wave of technology revolution and the industrial transformation is rapidly unfolding, with a rising importance of digital governance at international, regional, and national layers. And last year, during the IGF in Japan, we hosted an open forum on digital governance, hoping that all parties would share responsibility and foster the opening and foster the cooperation. Today, we gather again under the theme of deepen cooperation on governance, bridge the digital divide, promoting the digital inclusion and the digital technology for good, as well as UN SDG. Today, the guests attending the forum include Mr. Wang Jianchao, Deputy Director General, International Cooperation Bureau, Cyberspace Administration of China, and Mr. Long Kai, Deputy Director General, Information Development Bureau, Cyberspace Administration of China, and Huang Chengqing, Vice President of Internet Society of China and the Director General of China IGF. And also we have a representative from the international organization, think tanks, associations, and the enterprises to make a presentation at this forum. At the same time, we have colleagues hosting this forum online. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Wang Jianchao, Deputy Director General, International Cooperation Bureau, Cyberspace Administration of China, to deliver its opening address. Please take the floor.
Distinguished SVP Mr. Swain Hart, distinguished DDG Mr. Long, VP Mr. Huang, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First, on behalf of the Bureau of International Cooperation, Cyberspace Administration of China, the organizer of this event, I would like to extend a hearty welcome and a warm greeting to all the participants. Currently, the digital economy, driven by emerging technology like AI, cloud computing, and big data, has become one of the fastest growing, most competitive, and most innovative sectors in national economic development. To ensure everyone could board the express train of digital economy and share its benefits, it is urgent to deepen cooperation on development and governance, bridge the digital divide, and work together towards a bright digital future. Under this background, we look forward to hearing the insights from all the delegates. It is well known Chinese President Xi Jinping has put forward the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and Global Civilization Initiative. The three initiatives echo and reinforce each other, fostering widespread consensus and strong support within the international community for enhancing cooperation, tackling challenges, and creating a shared future. Guided by President Xi's thoughts and visions, the Chinese government has continuously strengthened the top-level design, made overall arrangement, and systematically advanced its effort. Being committed to the people-centered approach featuring open operation, mutual benefits, and win-win solution, we have made positive efforts to encourage in-depth involvement of government, industry, academia, and research sectors in global digital governance, fostering the building of a community with a shared future in cyberspace. In recent years, China has committed to promoting connectivities as a crucial way to bridge the digital divide. At present, every city in China has achieved 5G network coverage, and we have also brought fiber broadband and 4G, 5G networks into deep mountain areas, historically enabling convenient internet access in both urban and rural areas. China also has carried out 10 rounds of telecommunication universal services efforts, supporting the construction of fiber optical networks in 130,000 administrative villages nationwide and 89,000 4G and 5G base stations in rural areas. China persistently views innovation application as a crucial driving for development, positioning digital technology as a leading force in technological revolution and industrial transformation. China has been accelerating the development and application of the next generation digital and information communication technologies such as 5G, big data, and AI, while optimizing computing infrastructure layout and continuously strengthening the foundation for digital development. Significant strides has been achieved in expanding telecommunication universal services, narrowing the digital divide between urban and rural areas, and accelerating communication infrastructure development in rural areas. China has formulated and implemented information and communication industry development plans, driving network quality improvements and upgrades. Additionally, China has also supported enterprises in actively participating in international infrastructure development to promote interconnectivity of digital facilities. China upholds solidarity and cooperation as a fundamental principle for advancing digital governance. We are committed to promoting global digital governance with the UN as the main channel, working with all parties to seek solutions for prominent issues in digital development and global digital governance, and building international consensus. China has constructively participated in the whole process of the Global Digital Compact negotiations. The GDC follows the prevailing trends of promoting digital development and cooperation in the world, reflects the urgent call of all countries, especially Global South countries. For efforts to narrow the digital divide and wipe out governance deficits and demonstrate the common aspiration of the international community to respond to digital communities' opportunities and challenges and build an inclusive, open, fair, and secure digital future through joint efforts and cooperation. The GDC also provides fresh impetus for global digital governance. Nowadays, changes of historical significance across the world are unfolding in ways like never before. Deepening digital governance and bridging the digital divide requires collaborative participation from all the countries and all the parties. On this occasion, I would like to put forward 3 points. Firstly, we need to pursue a common development. We should make joint efforts to advance openness and cooperation in digital governance, enrich the dimensions of opening up, and enhance the level of opening up. Efforts should be made to foster collaborative innovation in infrastructure development and digital technology, cultivate new driving forces through digitalization, and propel new development with these driving forces. Secondly, we need to meet shared responsibilities. We should be committed to multilateral and multi-party participation, giving full play to the roles of various entities, including governments, international organizations, internet companies, and technical communities, civil society, and individual citizens. We should work together to improve the international governance mechanism shared and governed by all, and facilitate the building of a fairer and more equitable global internet governance system. Thirdly, we need to share the benefits. We should stay committed to a people-centered approach, promoting tech for good and bridging the digital divide to increase people's sense of gains from internet development, thereby accelerating the effective implementation of the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Global Digital Compact. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, we'd like to take this forum as an opportunity to strengthen dialogue and communication, deepen understanding of policies, shared practical experiences, and seek extensive cooperation. Let's join hands together and promote collective efforts to boost the healthy development of global digital economy and advance the building of a community with a shared future in cyberspace. Wish the forum a complete success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wang. His opening address highlight Chinese key concept and share the Chinese practice and achievements. And also he proposed the 3 recommendations to pursue a common development, to meet shared responsibility and to share the benefits. And she's recommendation is give us a very good reference and guidance. Now we will move to the presentation segment with the first topic being accelerating digital infrastructure development and fostering global digital inclusion. In this session, we are honored to invite 3 distinguished speakers. And remind to all speakers, each person will have 8 minutes to speak. First, let's introduce our first speaker, Ms. Teresa Swinhart, SVP of Global Domains and Strategy at ICANN. As a leading expert on global internet governance, Teresa collaborates with community, contracted parties, stakeholders, and the policymakers to ensure broad and inclusive participation. And Teresa will present on working towards a more inclusive intent. Please take the floor. Welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me and inviting me to this session. You can hear me okay? Yes? Fantastic. Very good. So the introductory remarks were excellent because they really touched on so many of the areas that we need to be working on. And accelerating the construction of digital infrastructure and promoting digital inclusiveness and development requires cooperation, and it requires that we all work together on that. The internet has evolved, and it keeps evolving. And it's truly become the foundation for the digital society that we live in today and that we rely on. We have people who are participating remotely to these sessions as well and everything. This foundation allows us to build on the internet to implement initiatives that seek to ensure that the benefits of the digitalization are felt by all of its users. And we've seen over the years, and we saw during all the years, education online, health online, all these different initiatives, and communicating with family members. So there's opportunities on multiple levels, of course, plus the business opportunities. So ICANN's role is limited in this area, in the inclusive nature of the internet, in the accelerating the construction, but we play an important role. And that is around the global unique identifier system, or how the addressing system works, how we communicate with each other, how your email is coming across. We coordinate, as we said, the global unique identifier system that includes the DNS, the domain name system, IP addresses, and protocol parameters. And those comprise the components of the internet infrastructure and how we communicate with each other. We're a nonprofit, public interest-driven organization, and we're committed to building a globally unique, secure, interoperable, and inclusive internet. And there's some things that we've been doing recently and over time, and also through the contribution of many of the stakeholders, also in China and in many different parts of the world, who have technical expertise, governance expertise, business expertise that have contributed to all of this work. The few areas I'd like to highlight is the active involvement by the community in what is being referred to as the next round of new top-level domains. That is the introduction of new top-level domains either to the right of the dot or for other scripts to the left of the dot in that case. The new TLD program aims to expand the domain name space by introducing more generic top-level domains, or GTLDs, and affording that opportunity. The important aspect of this next round, though, is as the evolution of internationalized domain names, there is exceeding opportunity to introduce domain names in their own script, which is an important element to inclusivity. These new top-level domains are going to serve a diverse culture, geographic, language, and professional communities, and provide various communities and organizations the opportunity to create their own space online, which means then the ability for platforms to connect to that and have that. The other area I want to highlight is the area that is referred to as internationalized domain names. That is, new top-level domains, not only in ASCII or Roman character sets, but supporting various language and various scripts. And that's very important to an inclusive internet and the ability for people to use the language of their choice with a full experience of using that language on the internet. I also want to highlight that the program is paying very strong attention to the underserved and underrepresented regions and communities so they can obtain the necessary support if they want to run a desired TLD. So we've recently launched the applicant support program. We're tracking the applications that are coming in for that. That will provide support for the whole experience. Another area of work is around universal acceptance. And what that means is when one has a top-level domain, which exceeds more than 2 or 3 letters to the right or to the left of the dot, or is in a script that is not an ASCII script, the ability for that communication to be seamless across the system so the platform providers can provide that. Again, an important aspect of inclusivity. Next year, ICANN and UNESCO, United Nations Education, Science, and Cultural Organization, are going to collaborate on the annual Universal Acceptance Day to create awareness around this. And it's an opportunity to mobilize local, national, regional, and global communities and organizations to become more aware of what needs to be done to undertake this. This collaboration is intended to support and encourage internet inclusivity and aims to continue the momentum surrounding awareness of what needs to undertake to have universal acceptance. We need to remember that the inclusive internet involves all of us, and you pointed that out very kindly. And it should continue to be one that considers and hears the voices of all stakeholders who are involved and maintain and operate and use the internet. It's the only way we can make it work. everybody has different expertise, different ideas. We need to do that. When all the relevant experts are at the table, having a say in decisions that are affecting the internet, the solutions that are identified have a much, much higher chance of succeeding without inadvertently either fragmenting the internet or not being possible to implement because one hadn't thought about one aspect or another. None of us have all the expertise. We need to have a shared experience. So I encourage you to follow, participate, and spread the word about these projects in your regions and communities, and would like to work together with all interested parties to build a more diversified, multilingual, and inclusive internet for all of us to benefit from. And I will apologize in advance. I do need to leave before the session ends, so I am very grateful. Thank you for accommodating us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Teresa, and we hope to work with you and with your team and also the technical community to construct a more inclusive internet. Thank you again. And next, let me introduce our second speaker, Mr. Echo Lee, Vice President of Marketing and Solution at Huawei Cloud, Saudi Arabia. And Mr. Lee is playing a crucial role in planning and executing the public cloud region in Saudi Arabia. And he will present on Leap to the Intelligence with a Better Cloud. Please take the floor.
Hello, can you hear me? Thank you. So first of all, thank you very much for CAC to host this forum, and thank you very much for Deputy General to invite me to come to this event. And today's I would like to share some of Huawei's practice to how we can bridging the gaps for the digital services and bridging the gap between different countries, the digital capabilities. And so first of all, I would like to give a short introduction about the Huawei, what's the current market progress for Huawei. And since it's born at the 2017, Huawei Cloud has been expanding the territory in different industries, including the governments, the FSI, and internet industry. And it's growing faster based on the support by our customers and partners and global individuals. I believe that this is one of the foundation for Huawei to achieve in the current stage. It is by the support by the different parties support. And if you look at Huawei's global practice for accelerate the digital foundations, the first, I think, it is to building the regions globally. That's a foundation how the Huawei Cloud can serving different clients in different countries. So in current stage, Huawei Cloud has been building our regions in global 33 regions. And totally sum up have 19 availability zones. And just in the Saudi last year, we launched Huawei Cloud regions with 3 availability zones. By leveraging this region, we can provide the most advanced cutting technology by the cloud, the big data, AI, to serving different industry needs. So later on, I will share some of the cases where we are utilizing the data and AI technology to bridging the gaps between the countries, as well as to bring the benefit to individual, to different industry. One of case we want to share here, it is one country in Africa. In that countries, there's many fishers, they need to go to the seas. And there's the climate is changing. Climate change a lot, and there's a huge of dangerous if they go to the sea without knowing what is the climate. And what we do is by providing the notice, the large models, we call it Pangu weather large models, which is invented by Huawei. And we're using that model to training and predict and to focus on the climate change or the weather changes. so that for the fishers, they will know 1 week's advance ahead what's the weather looks like, and they will planning their fishing activities. And the beautiful thing it is, this kind of technology doesn't like in the old day you need to set up very hyper HPC, like hyper cluster computing, which is huge investment, require huge investment from the government, from the companies. It just require like few GPU server, and then you can set up this large model and run and to serving the fishing industry. Another case is I want to share here. It's about education. So we have been working together, like just now the lady, Miss Teresa mentioned about. We partner with different partners globally to bring in the newest education technologies, and by leveraging the remote learning and online learning technology to serving the students in the Egypt and serving the students in the Africas, so that even though they are studying in the rural areas, but they still can enjoy the latest technologies and enjoy the latest education resources. Another case here I would like to introduce, it is in the UAE. So we work together with one of entity which called Amkabu in the UAE together to build the education cloud. So by this cloud, it consolidate all the necessary resources and the platform and the application and also the up-to-date the online courses. So to serving the students, the university students, and as well as the basic education students. Sorry. Okay. So there's another case, maybe some problem for the controller. There's another case I would like to share here. It is one cases for the fintechs. As we know that financial inclusion, it is a very big topic nowadays. And we have been worked together with the local partner in the Myanmar, which is considered one of the most undeveloped country in the world. We together to build up the payment platform, which from the 2018 to set up this platform, which called the KBZ Pay. And I'm personal to leading that system developments. We work with a local partner to start from zero to develop this payment platform, so the users and the citizens in Myanmar, they can leverage the smartphone to do the cash in and to do the cash out and transfer money. Just in the pandemic period of time, that everything was shut down. So the people leveraging that application to transfer money to his relatives, to his family, and do the business. So now this platform become a national platform in Myanmar, which is serving more than 17 million users. 70 million users, and the day-to-day the value transaction is huge. So we believe that this new technology can be really bridging the gaps between the most advanced countries and the undeveloped countries. And another case, thank you. Another case I want to share here is one case on the agriculture. As you know that China is also one of the with large agriculture countries. So we have kind of some of the advanced technology on the monumental IoT or advanced devices. So we bring this application and devices in Africa, in Latin Americas, to implement by hosting on the cloud and provide this application to monitoring the crop by weekly, by hour. And we leveraging the AI technology to keep monitoring the growth status. So in case there's any, I would say that any disease happens at the crops, the farmer can immediately take actions to clean the diseases by leveraging this technology. And the beautiful thing is this technology will be hosting on cloud with a cost-effective cost to let the farmer have easily to enjoy the technologies. The final case I would like to share here is we know that with the vision of 2013, that Saudi is trying to develop different kind of the new industry, new economy, So one of the cases is in Saudi that one company in Saudi called Abak. They are trying to build a platform for the e-commerce, but they are lack of the capability to build the platform, and we together with the partners to help them to build a whole e-commerce platform by leveraging the newest e-commerce technology of China, and setting up the platform run and successfully in Saudi. And by leveraging the cloud, that it can achieve very low latency, so the people in Saudi can enjoy the fastest the internet experience, similar like in other countries. And they can enjoy the newest way how to do the online shopping. They can even do the shopping by the online streaming. Yeah, that's all for my presentation. At the end, I would like to emphasize the mission of the Huawei. That is to to provide the digital to every person, every home, and every organization by building a intelligent world and international connection. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Echo Lee, and for your wonderful sharing several cases on the cloud infrastructure and its application for the digital area. And also, we are sure that a good cloud for a good cloud for good. Yeah. So I will introduce our third speaker, Mr. Mos Sibai, and he comes from the Saudi Cloud Computing Company, and he is the general manager for digital advisory and strategic programs. In this role, he provides executive advisory on digital and cloud strategy, and oversees Alibaba Cloud Strategy Program in the region. And he will present on accelerate the construction of digital infrastructure, promote global digital inclusiveness and development. Please take the floor, Mr. Mos.
Hello, everyone, and thanks again for hosting me here. So I'd like to start with making a bold, if you like, a statement that I really think that cloud is the way to build the foundation for the digital infrastructure, and that is the cloud is the only way actually to do that. And why am I saying this? Because as we go through what I'm going to present, you'll see that cloud services and cloud platform become like electricity in a country, electricity in an economy, where they're fundamental needs for enterprises and for businesses. So if we look at the spend on the cloud, I've been going through different studies and different research, and one of the most conservative figures I found that cloud spending by 2030 is expected to reach $1.35 trillion. I've seen studies that take it to 3 trillion and more. 40% of these will be from emerging markets. 40% of this spending will be from emerging markets. And when it comes to emerging technologies, 80% of emerging technology of AI will be actually run on the cloud. I'm just looking and figuring out that you're not seeing my slides, and so while they're fixing the slides, I'll just go through the material and not assume you're seeing it. So the other part, what if a company or a country or economy does not invest on cloud? I see there three risks. First, there's an opportunity risk, opportunity loss risk. Because from what we're seeing in research, and again conservative numbers in research, that for every $1 invested in cloud infrastructure, the return on GDP is 5 times, $5. So imagine no investment. No investment will lead to a significant opportunity loss. The other part is the international impact, the international investment impact. As you know, countries today, cities today are like companies. They compete. We compete for international investment everywhere. And countries who do not have the right investment in the digital infrastructure will have investment run away. And we've seen examples of this. We've seen positive examples where we've seen investments going to Singapore, to Malaysia, we've seen recent announcements just because of the availability of the cloud infrastructure and the digital infrastructure. The other part of the investment and potential investment loss is the investment loss that is led or resulted by not having the cloud infrastructure, the disadvantage for the enterprises on the country. The disadvantage will be the enterprises in a specific country where there is no investment, they will not have access to the B2B, B2C, B2BC infrastructure that will allow them to compete in a cross-border commerce. The third one is the digital divide. So imagine a country or economy that does not invest on a digital infrastructure and having the disadvantage of not having the access to some of the cases my colleague mentioned on the digital health, digital education, digital sports, and others. So the hypothesis here, can you run this? That's the right slide now. So can we run this? So actually, we've just gone through this, so you can go to the next one. Can we run all of this on legacy setup? And really, it cannot be. Because by the time you put a digital infrastructure using legacy methods, by the time you go live, the infrastructure will be out of date. So cloud allows agility and quick time to value. And the other thing cloud allows is the ease of investment. So when we talk about AI and cloud today, normally I would say to customers, enterprises, or public sector entities that for any AI use case, you need 3 months to implement. Imagine with the legacy stuff. With the legacy, you need at least 18 months, or I would say, to build a data center, let alone to acquire infrastructure that sits on the data center. Then the other aspect is the data sovereignty. So 75% of today's population are governed by some kind of regulation around data and personalized data. So this is something else that we need to take into account, because when we say there is an enterprise advantage or economy advantage for the cloud, also we need to take into account the regulations that come with it. If we go to the next slide. So what did we do in Saudi, taking into account all of this? So SCCC, the Saudi Cloud Computing Company, came about. There's 2 slides ahead, please. Saudi Cloud Computing Company came about with an investment. It's a joint venture. It's a Saudi-Chinese joint venture that made us bring hyperscaler cloud capabilities to the kingdom. And towards the end of last year, as we sort of calculated, we were able to capture more than 70 to 80% of the workload by having the cloud in country, adhering to data sovereignty, but allowing the quick time to value. If we go to the next one. So how did this joint venture work? And the reason I'm presenting this, because this is, I think, a significant experience that could be taken elsewhere as well. So there were 3 pillars to this. So the first pillar is the effective partners of this joint venture. So STC being the leader, the ICT leader in Saudi Arabia, with a huge enterprise and public sector reach. And the second part is Ali Cloud, with a significant know-how and IP that we took into the market. The second pillar on this is being able actually to conform to all of the Saudi regulations, whether it's the National Cybersecurity or the CST regulation. And the third one, which is very important in there, is by having the right solutions tailored for the Saudi market, the right innovation to bring to the Saudi market. The other approach to add to this, to what we've done in this, that we looked at this with a holistic view. So we're not bringing an infrastructure alone. We're bringing with it the know-how, the ideation part, the implementation part, the tailoring and the customization part, so customer can realize the value of the investment they make. And add to this now AI. And we believe with AI, we're able to deliver more timely value by having the solution empowered by or powered by AI. Let's go to the next one. So when we look at Saudi market, in Saudi we looked at key priorities. So as an emerging player in tourism, in sports, in the financial services, as a leader in e-government, we focused our investment around these industries, providing the solutions to these industries. And there are several ways. We looked at use cases, and there's so many use cases that we tailored to the Saudi market across all of these, covering quality of life, covering e-government and public sector, and covering the financial services, manufacturing, and others. So my call to action, 3 points. Clouds provide agility, and it provides the right time to value. Secondly, investment with the right partnerships and collaboration to lead the right results. And this is a timely investment that required, so we leave no country behind and no economy behind. Thank you very much, and we're happy to share, we're happy to discuss, and we're happy to sort of talk about the experience, and also share insight, and also welcome any partnership that will help us enrich our offerings in Saudi Arabia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your sharing on cloud, an important infrastructure in the digital world, and its development with AI in Saudi market, and its benefit the government and also the people here. And thanks all the three speakers in their brilliant presentation in the first topics. Now we will move into the second topic, strengthen the innovation and the application of emerging technologies, bridge the global digital divide. In this part, we also have three distinguished speakers. Please allow me to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Dai Wei, Deputy Secretary General of the Internet Society of China, and he has extensive professional experience in Internet governance and the Internet-based public welfare initiatives, and he also served as the Deputy Director of China IGF, and he will present on joint efforts for an aging-friendly and inclusive digital society. Please take the floor.
Okay, thank you for the organizer for inviting me to this session. It is my honor. I'm Dai Wei from the Internet Society of China. And today, this afternoon, I will share with you what the Internet Society of China has done for an inclusive and aging-friendly digital society. The UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development places the goal of inclusion at the heart of all efforts in order to achieve the promise to leave no one behind. China is a major internet country with a wide coverage of internet infrastructures and users, forming an exclusive digital society. Additionally, China also has a substantial elderly people. There are nearly 297 million people aged 60 and over by the end of 2023. Among this big number, there are about 170 million aging people using the internet. So the digital technologies brought the convenience to our daily life and changed our life and works. So we can enjoy the services like online entertainment, online shopping, and online education, and so on. However, please bear in mind that some digital divides still exist in the reality. For example, the elderly people cannot use the internet as smoothly as the young people does because there are so many websites or apps. The interface looks very complex or the font is too small to read. To solve the issue of digital divide is not only about access to the internet, but also how to make it easy to use. Therefore, achieving the goal of building an age-friendly digital society and narrowing the digital divide is not just a simple slogan, but present both formidable challenge and far-reaching significance. In recent years, the Chinese government has implemented a package of policies to tackle issues related to aging population, especially the law on the construction of a barrier-free environment enacted last year is the first legislation to address the importance to promote information accessibility. In line with the policy instruction, different stakeholders of the community had launched a series of approaches to improve the digital literacy of the aging group or facilitate the technical innovation of the related products. As the Internet Industry Association, the Internet Society of China started to research and did a lot of works and things for the information accessibility from the year 2004. We are one of the organizations who firstly introduced the concept of information accessibility to the Chinese community. And by follow-up, conducted work and some such as standard formulation and public education and training and policy making advice, etc. In 23, we launched the China Public Services Information Accessibility Action Plan to promote online voice reading assistance, full keyboard operation, and visual assistance technology to be used and deployed on the public services websites. The service platform won the Champion of 2017 WSIS Prize presented by ITU. From 2021, the Internet Society of China undertook technical guidance for the public service websites in nationwide to update the interface or functions more easily to use for the elderly. Furthermore, we strengthen cooperations with professional organizations such as China Association of Persons with Visual Disabilities and the China Association of Volunteer Helping the Persons with Disabilities and the China Silver Industry Association. Because we take a lot of efforts and make some cooperations to take joint efforts to facilitate the program. Till now, we have promoted more than 30,000 public service websites to finish the information accessibility functions updated. And ladies and gentlemen, with the deepening of the global digital society and the development of aging society, it is commitment to let no one behind in the digital world. So in the future, we would like to work with you together and make more efforts and make more some cooperations in the future to promote an inclusive digital society for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Daiwei. It's sharing ideas on how to build an friendly and inclusive digital society and the experience from China and the Internet Society of China. Next, our next speaker is from the university, is Mr. Saad Haji Bakri, a professor from the College of Computer and Information Sciences at the King Saudi University. He will present on promoting digital transformation toward development. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am glad to be here with you, this beautiful collection that we are thinking together about the future of the digital world. The question I want actually to address is that, are we doing enough, or are we utilizing enough the beautiful technology, the beautiful digital technology for our benefits? I don't want to ask you all this question. I'll ask myself and say, no, we are not. Why? Let's go into the problem here, and gradually from having a view of the digital world, digital benefits, digital transformation. If we start with the digital world, the digital world has a certain issue that we have to recognize. It is accelerating. The growth is not linear. The growth is accelerating. And we are now reaching to what we call the fifth industrial revolution. The cyberspace, of course, is serving us with all the information that we need worldwide. No borders. So we need actually to utilize this for our benefits so that we can build what we call digital economy. Of course, the digital world, the digital technology provide us with storage, provide us with transfer of information, but the most important, it's not only processing now, it's also intelligence. So we have to use all of these because they provide us all the services, all information services, with smaller devices, faster, cheaper, more intelligent, more secure, with new opportunities. If we look at the governance of the digital world, we have various levels, starting from the personal level, from how I use the digital technology. How is there a standards for that? Is there a rules for that? Organization level, of course, organization level, we have the ISO 27001-002 for the security. We don't have enough for the actual governance, the detailed governance. There is a small, of course, standard, but not widely known as the cybersecurity one. The national level, Global Cybersecurity Index, the international level, that the competition into that. We have all of these levels for the governance of the internet. Now we move to the benefits. If we look at the benefits of the digital technology, we can see tangible benefits, we can see intangible benefits. Intangible benefits may save us some health problems, like avoiding tension, avoiding something. And we have also, within these tangible and intangible, recursive benefits and non-recursive benefits. If we look at an example of a tangible benefit, of course, these benefits are for all, for individuals, for government, for business, for the whole society. But if we try to compute, for example, these with regards to, for example, the remote work. Remote work, we can estimate the saving for 1 million employee working for 230 days per year. We can calculate how the transportation cost from and to the work, and we can also calculate the saving of time, especially with the crowded areas of all cities of the world. If we do that, we can save approximately 38 billion Saudi riyal per year, only for 1 million employee. Are we doing that? We are not doing enough. Maybe we should do something about that in the future. If we look at the technology transfer, it's not a matter of technology. It's not a matter of having beautiful cloud computing. It's not a matter of providing a new artificial intelligence that provide us with many answers. It's important to look at a broad view. A broad view at the technology, the people using the technology, the organizations using the technology, the environment, the culture of all of these, the culture of the society, in other words, in addition to having a strategy for doing so, together with a time domain to do the improvement. How are we going to do the improvement? We can have all of these dimensions, the technology, organization, people, environment, into a strategy and try to develop over time using, for example, something like Six Sigma stages for continuous improvement. Finally, I would like to recommend that we need to do more about technology transfer. We need to do more about utilizing the technology for our benefits. Our benefits is going to be great. So please think technology, organization, people, environment, and have a strategy for development for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you for Professor Saad for your insight on the digital world, the digital benefit, and the digital transformation. And I think we will work together to promote digital transformation toward development. And our final speakers is Mrs. Dalina, Deputy Director of the Journalist Institute of the Shanghai Academy of Social Science. And he is an active expert based on Shanghai, China. Her primary research interests include international governance of cyberspace, digital policies, and the political economy. And she will present on how to help seniors cross the digital divide and adapt to the smarter society, sharing the practice experience in Shanghai. Welcome, Ms. Dai.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lina Dai from Shanghai Academy of Social Sciences. It's my great honor to be here with you at Riyadh IGF. First of all, please allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers for inviting me to share a few thoughts on digital divide. Today, I would like to talk about the digital divide facing the senior citizens and our experience empowering the elderly with AI in Shanghai. As digitization accelerates, our life relies more and more on the online apps, but these seemingly convenient tools can also bring digital barriers to the elderly, such as mobile payments, online appointment, and hailing taxi with a mobile phone. These have sincerely eroded the rights of the elderly people to enjoy the benefits of digitalization as much as other age groups. Shanghai is one of the cities with the highest degree of digitization. and the smart application in China. At the same time, it is also the country's first group of cities to enter an aging society, and it is the city with the highest ratio of the elderly in China. In recent years, the ratio of the elder in the population has continued to increase year by year. At the end of 2023, the number of elder people aged 60 and above has accounted for 37.4% of the total population. Chinese government has released 3 important plans to bridge the elderly digital divide. To enforce these plans and help the elder overcome the digital divide, Shanghai has accelerated the pace, moving from helping the elderly with digital technologies to helping the elderly with AI tools. The AI era has widened the digital divide for the elderly. This includes the issue of access, use, and the knowledge gap. In 2021, under the guidance of Shanghai Municipal Office Digital Transformation, the Shanghai Approach Digital Partnership Program was jointly initiated by local government, departments, enterprises, citizens, and social organizations to address the problem of digital divide. The details are as follows. In order to address the issue of access, the plan requires software deployers to meet the needs of special groups and make application more user-friendly. Shanghai issued the design specification for adapting internet application for the elderly and improving barrier-free facilities in Shanghai. Specific programs were initiated to develop senior citizen-friendly applications that cater to their needs, such as large screens, big font, voice guidance, simplified versions, one-click access, and so on. The application example is Shanghai Residence app elderly-friendly version. In order to make application more senior-friendly, the plan encouraged equipment manufacturers to develop more programs and devices are easily to use for the elderly. For example, services as one-click service for the elderly, which provide a one-stop service for medical care, car hailing, and government policy information. The elderly can contact call center in various districts through one-click phone calls, smartphones, television, and portable terminals, among other ways. By pressing one button, they can contact call center and access corresponding service resources. To close the knowledge gap, the government has mobilized social forces through the Mutual Aid Partner Initiative to help elder people who are not familiar with smartphones but have the ability and desire to learn. There are community information service assistants who are trained to provide relevant information services. The elderly people can attend training courses, hobby classes close to their homes on the use of smart products. Young people, especially their children, are encouraged to help the elderly familiarize themselves with new equipment and technologies. A number of AI experienced testers are selected, and opinion leaders are nurtured among the elderly to give full play to their roles and influence. The Shanghai Elderly Education Working Group Office directed the completion of a study manual entitled Digital Partnership Program, How to Use Smartphones. as a mega city with a high ratio of the aged population. Closing the digital divide is the call of the times and a brand new issue for the city's digitization efforts. At the same time, it is also a systematic project that concerns all aspects of the city and the well-being of all citizens. Shanghai prioritizes the elderly and the disabled in the digital transformation of the city and strives to turn itself to a city with a better human touch. Above all, it's a short, brief introduction from Shanghai. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Dai. And dear guests, experts, ladies and gentlemen, our forum today is about to come to a perfect conclusion. Due to the limited time, I will have a very short ending. Thanks for all the valuable insight and the spirit of cooperation. Today's discussion and speech can summarize to 3 keywords: inclusiveness, innovation, and international cooperation. Finally, let's work together to seize the opportunity presented by the digital network and the intelligent world, contributing to the building of a community with a shared future in cyberspace, making the internet better for people and the world, and stepping into a bright digital future. Thank you all. This forum has now concluded. I think we are just a new start to the digital governance and to bridge our digital divide. Thank you. And I will invite all the speakers and our distinguished guests to be the stage. We will have a group photo. Thank you.